Yay! Look at me now, I quit caffeine. I quit it. Woo! Oh, so this is definitely going to be a problem. Hi everyone. So, a few months ago, I was in quite a lot of anguish, so I posted a video about how hard it was for me to quit soda, specifically Coke. Well, the good news is I finally managed to quit Coke, but not only that, I've cut caffeine out of my life entirely, which I think was the actual problem. And yeah, I'm dealing with the consequences of that a little bit. Growing up and going home from school, it used to be a staple to spend $1, 75 cents, for a can of Pepsi, and 25 cents for a bag of Smart Food. Flash 10, 12 years later when I was a security guard for 3 years at this apartment complex, I had Coke almost every night. And can you guess what became inextricably linked to that caffeine kick I got? Yeah, this gets pretty ugly, but it's writing. The way that I was able to finally quit soda was my friend telling me that I'd never be able to do it. That's a very powerful motivator, as some of you know. Actually, me and her had this mutual addiction, so we did a 30-day challenge to see if we could outlast each other, and I just kept going. And once I was off the Coke, which I thought was the problem, I happily transitioned into caffeine pills. I wouldn't have to worry about the extra sugar, or the phosphate, or all the fizzy bubbles that are probably still trying to explode my organs. Even months later. Those really didn't work out that well for me either, and I found out really early on. My anxiety went way up, even though I wasn't taking any more caffeine than I usually did when I had been drinking Cokes. And yeah, I was still addicted to a psychoactive substance. A drug. And I didn't like the idea of being an addict. Even though I had taken a big step forward by cutting soda out of my life, I had to keep going. That's me, always obsessed with self-improving. With the right nutrition, your body can keep going. It doesn't need stimulants. Of course, you need to sort of balance out your sleep schedule too, and to just stop taking the caffeine pills. But the problem is that I've been caffeinated for so long, longer than I've been a writer. There's been a synergistic state that occurs between those two things at the same time. And as I started a new project last month, I found it was really difficult. You know, even though I was eating healthy, trying to get enough sleep, there was such a lethargy and an uninterest in writing. Desire to take the caffeine pills again flooded me. Because then I knew, I just knew it. But that's exactly what an addict would say. So I didn't fall for that, and I stayed off the caffeine pills. In the case of a person like me who's been taking caffeine for years and just stops taking it all of a sudden, there are withdrawal symptoms I found. Not using it made me realize I've been using the caffeine maybe to mask some kind of sadness or depression, and I just had never noticed it before in the form that it was when I was just completely aware and sober and not using the stimulant. And so I don't exactly have the answer right now, because I'm hoping writing can just be a stimulant and give me energy and happiness and take away any lethargy and depression I've been feeling from the caffeine withdrawal. And yeah, it's been getting easier, and the craving has been going way down. But I definitely need to change the way I think about writing. A sort of boredom has set in for me, of complacency that followed in the exhaustion I was talking about from the last month's update video. But I will say, more than anything else, it feels really good not to be dependent on caffeine. And in that regard, I'm really happy. And I know that I love writing for its own sake, not as an excuse to take caffeine. It's just, I love writing. That's just the way it is. It's fun, it's enjoyable, it's an entertaining, enriching, and educating experience. Just the kind of person that I've always been has associated that with caffeine. I can still kind of picture in my head caffeine being converted into words on a page, a blank screen turning into a completed project sponsored by caffeine. So I have to admit, I've been a little stuck in the mud lately on the writing front, and that's not good. Well, I wrote the script for this video, didn't I? That's gotta say something. I made a very conscious and calculated decision to quit caffeine, and I feel like it was the right choice. But I did want to ask you guys if you ever had any experiences like this. Now, I understand, it's not the worst thing you could be hooked on, and some people don't even really think about it like a drug. But I'm sure the problem I'm facing right now isn't something that's the first to ever be experienced before. Anyway, leave a comment below if you have any helpful advice or anecdotes to help get me writing again without the use of caffeine. Or if you'd just like to share your story of how you kicked an addiction and how it changed your day-to-day life, that'd be awesome. As always, the links to my books are down in the description below, almost all of which were written under an extreme caffeine stupor. If you want to see more of me, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I talk about writing, life, philosophy, and sometimes I do a little song and dance, but not right now. This is Ryan Starbloke, and I implore you to have a good day.